Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy Pumpkin Picks back with another video, and let's get right to this. So, it is now confirmed: Xabi Alonso going to Real Madrid. Carlos Ancelotti, he's leaving Brazil. And what does this mean? Xabi Alonso will be going to Real Madrid at the beginning of the Club World Cup. That means he will be expected to start right off the back and win the trophies, because we all know that Real Madrid's trying to win and basically save their season with that Club World Cup. So, it's already announced that Xabi Alonso has came to Real Madrid and has said that he wants more center backs, and I believe it has even said that he wants a striker. So he wants a center back and a striker. We all know that Trent Alexander-Arnold is already basically coming, and I believe it might have not been a striker, it might have been a right back. And Lucas Vazquez is set that he's already not gonna be extending his contract, or Real Madrid won't be offering him an extended contract, and uh, the reports are all leaning towards. Let's see. Fuck, I fucked up. Dean Hutchinson and Trent. Those are basically going to be the two signings that are going to Real Madrid before the Club World Cup. So let's see who is going to be the expected lineup, or who will be in the expected lineup. Now, the lineup that Carlos Ancelotti was using in the beginning, or basically for the majority of this season, is this lineup. And as we know, maybe for the most part, Tuchemeni was playing as a center back, and for whatever reason, Asensio was not the preferred player from Carlos Ancelotti. One thing that I think a lot of Madrid fans didn't like, they want to see Asensio starting. They want to see someone from Castillas, and they want to see a Spanish player continuing to play in Real Madrid, because besides Asensio, the only player that was really playing in Madrid that was a starter was Lucas Vazquez, and he wasn't even supposed to be there. Like, he doesn't get called up to the Spanish national team. Besides Carvajal, if he was fit, Carvajal is the only player that gets called up to the Spanish national team. And I think that is a problem. Like, in my opinion, if you want to be if a club wants to make signings, and they can make all these signings, but in my opinion, they should at least have 3 national team players playing on the pitch at all time. Not maybe national team, but at least 3 Spanish players. So this is a problem, and I think Hutchinson being Spanish, that is a positive for Real Madrid, because he is an international player already, and he's a great prospect. He's not that expensive. I believe he only has a 50 million buyout clause. So buying Hutchinson really makes all the sense in the world. But my expected lineup that Real Madrid would have, so with Xabi Alonso. So let's look at Xabi Alonso's time at Bayer Leverkusen. He plays 3 in the back. He plays 4-2-1. He plays with 1 striker. This is pointing towards the fact that Mbappe is going to be a striker, and Vinicius with Bellingham. How is that going to work out? In my opinion, Xabi Alonso is probably going to drop Rodrigo and search of another midfielder. And this is going to be my lineup that I think Xabi Alonso will be making. And I know what you guys are already thinking. Hutchins is not there. I think he's going to be subbing in for the most part until Rudiger basically ages out of this team. But he's going to be subbing in with Asensio until Rudiger gets too old. So maybe for a year or two. Hutchinson's only like 19 years old, 20 years old, so he has time to develop himself. But for the immediate future, well, I guess for the Club World Cup, Hutchinson will be playing. So this is probably the lineup, because Rudiger is injured for the rest of the season. And with this lineup, I think Bellingham should play as maybe like a false 9, so a little bit deeper in this role. And then you have Tuchemeni, who can play. He's basically the CDM. So at times, Madrid will be playing with 2 in the back. And then once it's time to defend, Tuchemeni would drop down a little bit more. And Arda Güler and Trent and Mendy would drop down, basically making it a 5-man defense, with Valverde being box to box, and then Güler basically controlling the midfielder. I think Güler has to start. This dude is arguably the most creative player that Madrid has right now, with the fact that Modric is 40 years old, basically in the he's a step in the retirement league. I know he came into the Clasico and he did pretty good, but he's 40. You can't depend on him anymore. And I actually think that the fact that Real Madrid keeps how much they keep depending on Modric, it's actually regressing out of the Golar's progression. And if you want to say maybe Endrick has to play as 9, look, I think Endrick is not that good of a player. I think this season he got exposed. He gets exposed every time he goes to Brazil to play. He's not that good. Yeah, he's had some good times when he started and he scored a lot in the Copa del Rey. But if you look at his overall decision making and you compare to Lamine Yamal, dude, there's freaking huge gaps of levels. And I know Lamine Yamal is like the greatest player, the greatest 17-year-old that we've ever seen. But Endrick is older, and he was and there was comparisons to Pele that they were making to him. And if you remember, I remember when Spain tied against Brazil, or when Brazil tied against Spain, I should say, and Endrick came and scored those 2 goals right away. Everyone was making those comparisons with Endrick and Lamine Yamal. Endrick ain't that good. And then on top of that, Rodrigo this season, he's been horrendous. I think the only 2 players that have been worse than Rodrigo this season as a whole is Lucas Vazquez and Vinicius. Vinicius, ass. He's been horrendously ass. And then Vazquez, yeah, I mean, we all know. But the fact is that the only difference between Vinicius and Lucas Vazquez is that Lucas Vazquez wasn't coming out of a Ballon d'Or season. And he's 35 or 34 at the twilight of his career, and he's playing a position that isn't natural to him. So, that being said, if we're gonna have to sacrifice one player from the starting lineup, it's gonna be Rodrigo. Trent, he's probably gonna play for the immediate future, which is the Club World Cup. I think he's a downgrade from prime Carvajal, but Carvajal's like 32, 33 years old, coming off an ACL injury. I came off an ACL injury. It takes time. You're not going to come back and just like... I remember the first time I stepped on the pitch after I tore my ACL, there was this one player that did the snake, and I literally almost tore my ACL again. Like, you just don't come back in time. This is a professional, though. So maybe Carvajal, obviously they're going to be more wise with Carvajal. I actually came back playing soccer right at the 8-month mark. I had a freaking knee brace. I wasn't going to miss my season. But Carvajal, we'll see how he comes back. I think Trent will start off in the immediate future. And hopefully if Carvajal can get back to his prime level, which I doubt it, he's probably going to start the more defensive games. So that being said, tell me what you guys think. Is this what Xabi Alonso is going to do? And who do you guys think Real Madrid should be sacrificing? Again, I think the person to sacrifice, if he's going to play this formation, it's going to be Rodrigo. And I think if they're going to play 3 in the back, they should get Tchouaméni as a center back so they can play basically best of both worlds. You have someone who can defend, and then you can have someone that can kind of take the ball up and add to the midfield. So, yeah, that's basically my opinion for now. And if you guys like these videos, keep following me. I haven't gotten a follower or subscriber in freaking 2 weeks. It's been bad out here. So, yeah. Pumpkin Picks out!